As many of you know, for 3 decades, Brendan Walsh, PGA, has been a fixture in our community, a beacon of excellence in the industry, a mentor, a champion of young people, who, like Francis Ouimet himself, found in golf something far greater than a game. Brendan Walsh served as director of golf at the country club for 28 years. 28 years of leading with integrity, mentoring generations of golfers, caddies, and golf professionals. Sometimes quietly, always with conviction, he consistently advocates for the Ouimet Fund, commemorating the shared, storied history of the club and Mr. Ouimet, and our organization and the scholars that it supports. During Brendan's tenure at the country club, nearly 100 Ouimet scholars received scholarships totaling $1.3 million. That is real impact. His kindness is sincere, he is humble, devoted to our game, and genuinely invested in opening doors for the next generation. Lives shaped by Brendan reflect the values that are so strong in the Walsh family. And the ripple effect keeps going. The assistant golf professionals that Brendan mentored over the years have carried that same spirit forward, making their own mark on the Ouimet mission at clubs and courses across the region and the country. We're all better for it when the right person leads the way. And Brendan recently retired and is now an ambassador for TCC. But make no mistake, the impact of his service will continue to be felt for years to come. And the Ouimet Fund is grateful for it. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Connolly Award recipient, Brendan Walsh.
Wow, what an honor. I'm humbled. I got the call from Colin and Dick as I was driving down to Florida, and it just was just such a privilege. And I can't tell you what a treat it is to be involved in this for so long and to be able to be up here in front of all of you, and really excited to hear Carrie and also to hear our student speaker. What a treat for you, Kevin. Congratulations to you, and it's going to be a real treat. And Ian, to have you here is pretty special. To be associated with Dick Connolly in any fashion is a true honor. The man's a legend, and to be associated, again, I'm just so honored. Thank you to Kevin, Judy, John, Colin, the entire Ouimet board. Shout out to Colin and his team for the great job they do. We're in good hands here with the Ouimet Foundation. Thank you so much, Colin, for all you do. As you know, this would not be possible without the country club membership and the great relationship that we have with the Ouimet Fund, fostered by our club president, Lyman Bullard, our general manager, Kristen LeCount, our 2 Ouimet board members, Patrick Fischoder and John Gallagher, and our Ouimet committee, led by our golf chairman, Dan Noonan, Kate Shoemaker, Dave Gallardi, and Rob Trumbull, are all here this evening. The TCC golf program, led by our new director of golf, Nick Hollowell. How about a big round of applause for Nick Hollowell? Pretty unique thing. We have a lead starter / caddy manager at TCC, Nash Bourne, and we have 2 gentlemen that grew up in high school at TCC, Ouimet scholars that have been with us. They both have thriving careers and the opportunity for them to come back on the weekends. But all 3 of them are Ouimet scholars. I'd like for the 3 of them to stand. Thank you, gents, for all that you do. Josh Barton, John Zum, and Nash Bourne are over here. Yeah. As their careers thrive, we always ask them, do you want to come back for another year? If we can get a few hours out of them each weekend, and what they do for our program. The club created an opt-out program 30 years ago for our bag tag program. And we are so proud. We have over 1,200 members at the country club that support the Ouimet Fund annually. We also have endowed scholarships, the Fred Anders. I saw Bernie McTiernan here tonight, the Caddy Alumni Association from the 60s and 70s. And they have some endowed programs under the umbrella, the Newell Pyle Sears, and last year, a new scholarship under the gentleman I followed, Don Callahan. We also have the Mae Jackson Endowed Scholarship with Ken and Barbara Burns, the Killer Foy, Rob Bushman. And last year, 2 Ouimet scholars, they still caddy a little bit. They're triplets. You would think that they were twins. Dan and Chris Hughes decided they wanted to go ahead and start an endowed scholarship under a longtime caddy at TCC, Sean and Sonny Fleming. Chris and Dan came to us. Patrick Fischoder spirited, and they loved Sean. Sean made a big impact on them while they caddied at the club and grew up there. Just incredible to see what they've given back. I got a chance to see them tonight. I know one of them came in from Dallas, so thank you so much for your efforts. A lot of TCC members in the crowd tonight. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting. Also had a big surprise. A lot of former assistant golf professionals that are now on their own, doing a great job, surprised me tonight. Thank you so much as well. New England golf is very strong, folks. Thank you. New England golf is very strong. Wonderful to see all the allied golf associations all working in the same direction. And I have to give a shout out to the Acushnet family. They've been a wonderful partner of ours at the Country Club for so long, and one of our presenting sponsors. Thank you, Titleist and FootJoy, for all that you do. Folks, thank you. We can definitely give them. Folks, don't underestimate the impact you make on these young men and women while you're at your respective clubs. You're all role models and mentors, no matter what your age is. All of our Ouimet scholars in the room can share 3 to 5 people that made an impact on their lives. I love to always watch, Saturdays and Sundays, I'm standing out by the first tee, watch these young men and women give their first handshake, which we call the 7 points of contact, 5 fingers and 2 eyes, nice and firm with a big old smile. And that's a skill they learned from life that you've taught them along the way. And all those Ouimet scholars over there know what I'm talking about. Shout out to all the New England PGA professionals. They've had a huge impact. Listening to Anthony Adalizzi in 2023 talk about Dave Wilson. Listen to Nate Ingram in 2024 talk about Boomer Eric. And how about last year, 2025, Jalen Du Bois talking about EJ Altobello. And I know Kevin will talk about Hal Jacobs this evening and the impact that what we create as golf professionals is a very positive environment for these young men and women to be part of. I grew up in a very large family. I'm the 12th of 15 children. 10 of my siblings surprised me here tonight. Also have 2 nephews and 1 niece, along with my wife, Desiree, and our 3 beautiful daughters, Audrey, Caroline, and Gabrielle. I love you all very much, and thank you for making the effort. All 7 of the Walsh boys caddied around various clubs around the Philadelphia area. There's a similar caddy scholarship fund by the Golf Association of Philadelphia called the J. Wood Platt Caddy Scholarship. And my father, Bill, loved and served the J. Wood Platt Scholarship for many years. There's a Distinguished Service Award named after my parents that began in 2012 in the Golf Association of Philadelphia, the year before my father passed in 2013. I share you that because Dick Connolly and Bill Walsh have a lot of parallels in life. They're both exceptional gentlemen. They're both men of faith. They both have high moral compasses. They're kind and thoughtful, philanthropic, passionate, humble, strong work ethic, sincere, disciplined. They never forgot where they came from. They're family men. They've had great partners in life. Dick, you with Anne Marie, and my mother, Barbara, was a great partner to my father. We lost her this year at age 97. She died this past June, but she was an incredible partner, Dick, like you have in Anne Marie in your life. Your son Ryan mentioned in a video last year that I was touched by, said, purpose of a life is to live a life of purpose. You and my father shared that vision, Dick. Thank you, Dick, for showing us the way, what you have done for so many, and what you've done for this great organization. With gratitude and great respect, thank you all for your strong support of the Ouimet Fund. Thank you so much, folks.